Yes, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Dose podcast. Today we have yet another very special guest on the show. He is one of Montreal's best battlers right now and really making a name for himself on the King of the Dot and Canadian scene. Machete Trevy, how's it going, man?
I'm good, bro. How are you? How are you?
Very well, man. Thank you very much for taking the time to come on the show. I know you're super
Good.
busy over there, but jumping straight into the questions, man. Like, how was it that you got into battle rap originally?
Originally, I watched the shit when I was like a little kid, you know. I must have been like 14, 15, and then they were doing the like Ilmac and Thesaurus and Iron versus Math Hoffa. And I would watch back then, you know, and then I kind of faded out of it. I didn't really like how they were transitioning into the written era. I thought a lot of it was corny. So I kind of like stopped watching battle rap and kind of more focused on music, rap music, going back, listening to old hip hop, you know, figuring out the roots of this shit. And then one of my boys happened to show me JC versus Chilla Jones, and that
Right.
battle like blew me away. I was like, you can do this now in the written era, like holy shit, you know. So I started watching more battles that were newer, and the guys were, you know. And then I discovered what King of the Dot was doing now, like 8 years later or 7 years later, and I was like, wow, this is dope. So I became a fan, you know. But to actually battle rap wasn't even on my radar really. I had a friend that I knew through another friend that worked with the battle rap league, the local league here in Montreal. That was like, yo, you should come try out. And I was like, you know what? It's not really for me. Like I watch this shit, but you know, I don't really see myself doing it. But once a week or once every month, she would harass me to come try out. So eventually, I just said, fuck it, tried out, and yeah, man, I killed my debut, and the rest is history. I just kept building up and up momentum, you
Nice. No, and I'm glad they harassed you, man, because
know.
it's been fun watching you rise through the ranks. I mean, the first battle then, so that was on DMS Battle Ring, is that correct?
Yeah, DMS is the local league here in Montreal. Shout out to Feezy, that's the league owner. He's been putting in work with this league. Uh, we do tons of stuff. We do tons of great events in the city. We actually have really good turnouts, and a lot of people who don't normally watch battle rap come to our events just for the vibe, you know. So my
Definitely.
first battle was actually just a tryout for that league. I ended up making the league, obviously, and my next battle was on their main stage. And then my following battle after that, I kept gaining traction. And then King of the Dot offered me a tryout, and the rest is history. I kept moving up through that, and now I'm just waiting for my big shot to go on like a main card and battle like an established battler on the King of the Dot brand, more than just like a GZ. Um, you know, like I've been on King of the Dot, I've been battling my peers,
Sure. Yeah,
people,
no, I
people my
appreciate that.
people on my level. You know, I'm just waiting to get enough wins against those guys where they say, okay, let's put them against someone good. You know, someone established on a real card, like a real main event card.
Definitely, man. And I think, I can see that happening very soon at the moment. Your progression has been a lot of fun to watch. And like DMS they've kind of put you up for some big plates themselves. I mean, you've had Muff Hoffa there. Marv won, that was DMS, right?
Yeah, no doubt. DMS actually, my sixth battle was against Math Hoffa. So um, it wasn't originally supposed to be against Math Hoffa, but we were actually trying to book someone like New Jersey Twerk, but we were worried about him not being able to cross the border or whatever. So they changed last minute to Math Hoffa. My league, I remember Feezy calling me like, "Yo, man, what do you think about battling Math?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, you know, that was my I've done 5 battles, you know, 3 on DMS and 2 on GZ at the time, and I mean, obviously I accepted, and obviously I tried my best, and I did my thing, and I'm really proud of that footage, man. But DMS has also made me battle Lex Luthor from iBattle, and he
Yeah,
also got me franchise from Toronto. Uh, 2 good battles, all good battles, man. And yeah, they booked me against Marv One.
yeah, they're all great battles, man. And I mean, getting the opportunity to battle someone like Muff Hoffa, who's obviously just a veteran in the battle rap world, like 5
Yeah,
battles into to being a battler, that's pretty amazing to see as well, man. It's really cool that you got that opportunity.
Yeah, it was really dope, man. And I used it to learn, because Math is someone who doesn't usually battle up and comers. If you go look at his resume, there's not many up and comers. So for him to actually accept the battle and come to Montreal and give a quality performance, like if you watch his fucking rounds for me, they're very, very well done. They're better than most of his battles recently. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, man, I agree. Like, we've had Muff over here in the UK a couple of times, and he's not always put on a very good performance, in all fairness.
Yeah, that's when he didn't even bring a second round for Shadi Hora one time.
Oh my God, man, yeah. That was ridiculous. But no, it's a great battle, man, and it's one of DMS's like highest viewed battles as well. Is that right? It's on about 20K or so.
Yeah, it's up there with JC versus Chrome, and I think Math versus Trevi is second, and I think there's not much else close to those two.
Nice, I like it, man. But yeah, you've been involved in some great battles, and even the King of the Dot ones. I mean, getting to battle King Jables and Red Flag were kind of like your third and fourth appearances with King of the Dot. Is that right?
No. My first appearance was PY actually against Slow Loris. The battle got bumped up to GZ, and then I battled on King of the Dot Vancouver. That was my second one. I battled Apos. Very good battle, good footage. I love that. I love the crowd. I love everything. Then I battled Don Dallas, who is now Don Moreno on URL.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I completely forgot about that one.
I battled him on World Domination, and then I battled. I think I want to say, and then I battled King Jables.
Okay.
I could be no, I don't think I'm missing anything. I think that I was supposed to battle Clutch and Why Not with Chrome as a 2-on-2. Then they no showed, and then I think my next battle was King Jables, then Red Flag, then Peppy. So they were my fourth and fifth or something.
Nice, man. Yeah, but there's been some great battles in there, obviously, and like so the Don Marino or the Don Dollars battle, was that on the World Dom card in LA then?
No, it was Toronto one.
Okay.
I've yet to go to LA for a battle. I want to though in the next year, like once these restrictions are off. I'm supposed to be going out to LA, so I'm hoping to reach out to like the King of the Dot fam and try and get booked while I'm down there.
That'd be great, man. Yeah, I'd love to see that. But do you know what? I don't think I've actually seen the Don Dollars battle, so I'm gonna have to go back and check that out. But
you definitely need to see that. My third round is one of my favorite rounds. It's fucking hilarious. It's like a concept round. I took like a little risk that it being like my first introduction to like the people who were there were the big staff of the league and like other esteemed battlers. There wasn't many fans. Like it was literally just fans, staff, and battlers in the building because it was the third day of the card. I think it was like a Sunday, so all the fans pretty much had gone, and so just to show my variance, I kind of took a risk in front of that crowd, and I feel like I got the most receptive crowd of the night with my third round. They were all dying of laughter, all the battlers, all the staff, people who have been watching battle rap for like 10, 15 years were like congratulating me, So that's the main goal for me, is to just be a bit different, man, just to stand out to people that I have respect for.
Definitely. No, I'm gonna have to check that out, man. And like for yourself, then, what would you say is your personal favorite battle that you've been a part of so far?
My personal favorite, I say it's more like I could have. Math is definitely up there. Just for the fact that his third round against me is one of my favorite rounds used against me, and my third round for him is one of my funniest rounds. I like watching the battle because it starts off with the bar heavy and then it ends on a more comedic, like we both kind of have comedy, and then it ends with Math delivering like a classic round specifically sculpted for me, which I always find dope to go watch. So the Math battle is definitely one of my favorites. All my friends and shit are in the footage, and just watching it is cool to me. And as far as King of the Dot battles, the King Jables one was a lot of fun to me, just because the energy in on that Wave 3 card and the reception for that battle specifically was like really dope, man. Like everyone there was like blown away by the battle. Chilla Jones, gave mad respect, and like I said to you before, Chilla Jones versus JC is what really got me into battle rap. So to have Chilla there hosting, saying he came for that battle, and then to give me such respect after was a blessing.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. And Chiller and JC is an incredible battle, so I can understand that being, the big one that got you into battling again. But I remember Bobby Rex from the UK coming back. He was obviously on the same card as
Yeah, that's
yourself
my
and
guy, man.
Jables.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
Fucking hilarious.
he loved that event as well. Him versus Poe Rich went down there,
Yeah.
obviously, so it looked incredible. And XQZ versus Sweeney, and there was quite a few good battles at that event, man. So
Yes. I mean, I think that battle, the Sweeney no-showed that battle, and it
oh,
ended
okay,
up happening on iBattle.
right,
But there was a few other no-shows, like Joey versus Shoddy P. Would have been dope. But overall, like the atmosphere there was fire, man. Like it's always like that at the Wave. The Wave is always fire for GZ events. That's my favorite series, man.
nice, nice, man. And out of the places that you've battled so far, then, like, where's your favorite place to battle in terms of like the crowd and stuff? Would it be the local events just because you know a lot of people there?
No, actually, it's the opposite. So I prefer when there's less people that I know. Just I don't know why, but I feel like when I go to another city, I can I don't know, just stunt better. Like I'm like, okay, these people know who I am and I'm not from here, so I'm gonna give them what they came to see. Whereas at home, it's like, okay, what do my friends like? Like I'm gonna try and make a show for them. It's a bit different, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But as far as my favorite place, crowd wise, is the Toronto King of the Dot crowd, because they're the OGs, man. They started this shit. All the guys there, you might not see in the footage, but behind the camera and everything, all those dudes are the dudes who basically started King of the Dot and have seen the whole thing and have been to every event. And to get those guys' respect means the world to me. So that's my favorite crowd to battle for. But my favorite place I've been is Kelowna, BC. They flew me and Chrome out. We had an amazing weekend. They treated us super awesome, man. They were the most nice guys. They hooked us up, and it was beautiful there. It was like one of the most. It's actually the nicest place I've ever been in my life. So that was. I get nostalgia just thinking about that trip.
No, awesome, man. That's really cool. But there's from my standpoint, in terms of the battles of yours that I've seen, there hasn't been a bad performance from you. But is there a least favorite battle that you've been a part of for yourself?
Yes. Actually, I kind of hate a lot of my battles. A lot of it's hard to watch for myself just because I'm hard on myself, and it's not the way I like pictured it in my head or the way I want to fully be every time. So when I watch them back, I kind of like cringe. Uh, but as far as like my worst performance, I'd have to say Marv One,
Okay.
which is my most recent battle. But I feel like I wasn't concentrated. I had personal shit going on, and I kind of wrote the battle last minute, and I took like easy angles, and that's something I don't want to be known for. Is the obvious angles. I like taking angles no one's ever really taken before.
No, I appreciate that, man. And from my, my perspective, just as a fan, it's definitely not a bad performance either. So
Okay. Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I've heard good things about it, actually, which surprised me. But I don't know, man. It's just myself. I know what I'm capable of, and I know what stage I'm at in my career, and like I know that I've done so much. So for me to just feel not good about the performance means that I didn't do my best. You know what I mean?
sure. No, I can appreciate that, but it's definitely not a bad performance at all, and it's
Thanks, man.
it's it's a fun battle to watch. And I think a lot of people are in a similar situation in that they don't like watching themselves back just because it's easy to be critical of yourself, I guess. But
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a second.
can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Oh, cool. So yeah, I think a lot of people are in a similar situation in that they don't like watching themselves back and like being critical of themselves. But at the end of the day, battle rap is, in my opinion, it's one of the hardest like art forms to be a part of, in that you spend so much time writing and rehearsing for something that you're only gonna ever get the chance to perform once. So
That's the thing, man. That's the thing, man. It's a lot harder than it looks, and I think you can learn that by going to like a battle rap event, and you'll see how hard it fucking really is. And you'll see, if you go to even a more amateur one, you'll see how many chokes there are. You'll see how many stumbles there are. You'll see how many guys show up unprepared. Guys who took it as, you know what I mean? Like, there's just not many people that can really get up there and do it. So anyone who really can, I have respect for. And that's why I'm happy to be at the level I'm at, where I'm actually battling people who I think are good now. You know, before, when I first started, I was just battling people who could get a round off. But now I feel like I'm battling people who I think are dope. And that's just sick that it's come to that, you know?
yeah, definitely, man. I completely agree. But like, out of the events that you've been to so far, then, like, what would you say personally is the best battle that you've seen live?
The best battle I've seen live, it's either Sensa versus Shocks, the Rebel.
Oh shit, you were there.
I was there for that. Yeah, I went. I was in London for like 10 days, and that happened to be going on at the same time. So I pulled up. Chrome was on the card, and me and my boy AK, we were flying. We were staying in Brixton, and we went to that event. Yeah, man, it was super dope. I met a lot of people there.
I was actually at that event as well, man. I didn't even realize that you were there. That's crazy. But
yeah, that's hilarious, man. Yeah, I'm right in the footage behind Shocks, actually. I'm
shit,
wearing a fucking
okay.
crew neck that says Montreal on it. But yeah,
Ah, okay.
but that was a sick event. That was a sick battle to watch live.
Yeah, yeah, incredible battle, man. That whole event was great fun. To be fair, I love that event. But Chrome obviously smashed it as well. He was amazing, and one of my favorite memories from a battle rap event is were you still there at the end then when Matter and Peanut battled in like the
Yeah,
tunnel?
they battled in that tunnel, and everyone. Yeah, we were all around there. I was right beside Gannick for that battle. We were chilling.
Right. And Chrome's dad went chasing after those kids
Oh
on the
yeah.
moped.
Well, yeah, Chrome's dad.
That was hilarious, man.
Bro,
I
Chrome's
loved it.
dad. It's hilarious because he does that in every at every event. Like, he's always that dude. You know. He's never not that dude. Like, he'll stand outside in Montreal, man. It gets fucking cold. It gets like minus 35 degrees
No, I
Celsius,
can imagine.
and he'll be outside selling tickets. Like, fucking, I've seen him, you know. So shout out to Bruce. That's a real one, man. He supports the
Definitely.
culture for real.
Yeah, man. That was great to see. Just great to see that he came over with Chrome as well. That was awesome. But
Yeah, he said Chrome's a daddy's boy.
yeah, great event, man. I love that, and cool to hear that you were there as well. I didn't even realise, but it was. How'd you find London then? Do you like it over here?
Yeah, man, I loved it, man. I really did. My favorite shit was I went and stayed at the towards the end of my trip, right before the event. Actually, I went and stayed like near Surrey.
Okay.
So like out in like the countryside, and I spent like 2 3 days just relaxing and just going to see like some old castles and shit, and fucking walking around and drinking and just like taking it easy, because the 8 days before that we went crazy. We were all over London. We went to Field Day,
Okay. Yeah.
and
Yeah, I know.
then we went to Amsterdam and like went crazy in Amsterdam, and then we came back to London. So I was just like exhausted, and we spent like a 2 days near Surrey, like out in the country at my friend's aunt's place, and they treated me like family, and it was just an awesome time, man. I love London,
Nice.
but
Good
the
to hear,
people are
man.
kind of a bit dicks, man. Sometimes, like the general public,
Yeah.
they were
No, I
not very
completely
nice, you
agree.
know. I guess they just assume I'm American, so they just like, I don't know. They were just like very like, whatever, you're American, shut up.
To be honest, man, they're like it with fellow Brits as well. Like they're just, it's a hard city to it's a hard city to be in, to be fair. But no,
But I like it. I kind of like that too, though, because I'm kind of an asshole too, so I would probably fit in after a while, you know.
yeah, yeah, you'd get used to being sick of tourists after a while, I think. But it's good to hear that you enjoyed it, man. It'd be great to see you come and battle over here too. Like, is there
Well, well, I hope.
anyone that interests
I
you?
just, I think. Well, yeah. I mean, just anyone they really want to set up. I remember I met Shocks. I introduced myself to Shocks, and he was like, "Yo, I know who you are. Why didn't you tell me you were coming? I would have booked you." And I was like, "Oh, my bad. Like, I just wanted to come meet you. Like, I'm not a guy to go online and like message people I don't really know yet. You know, asking for shit. Just because that's me personally. So to meet him, like then now I guess we could talk but no one really hit me up after that. So I wait till they hit me up. I'm not really going out of my way to get booked. Do you know what I mean?
Of course. No, I
Like I kind
appreciate
of
that.
I kind of just take I want to stay like DMS and King of the Dot are the only two leagues I've ever really battled with. Besides one where they paid me like my booking fee and they paid my flights. So if I was to battle out there like on an off league, like not King of the Dot or not DMS, um, I guess it would be like they would have to pay my fee and my flight. So no one's really reached out for me to book me like that with those interests. So until then, I'm just gonna keep grinding over here and hopefully start getting booked in the States more with King of the Dot and build my brand up in the States. You know.
Makes sense, man. And yeah, unfortunately, chalked out doesn't actually exist anymore. They've moved away from battle rap, unfortunately. But
Right, right. I kind of followed like the UK scene for a while, but like there's so much fucking league drama, bro. I can't keep up, so I just don't. You know what I mean?
and honestly, mate, I don't blame you whatsoever. It can be difficult to watch sometimes, but the the main league now is Premier Battles, which is Shotty Horror
Right,
and Bison
right.
Briggs's
Yeah,
league.
yeah.
So
That shit's dope, man. I
yeah,
would battle there. I would battle there anytime.
yeah, definitely, and there'd be a ton of opponents for you there as well. So it's definitely worth looking into, man. But like for yourself, what was the first event that you ever attended? Then did you attend as a fan first, or did you
Yeah.
just jump straight in?
No, the first event I went to was uh Am I the Don versus Big T.
Right.
That
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a DM. That's a DMS event. Before I joined the league, I went to go just like see the event in person. I went to like a Belmont event, and I didn't know anyone. You know, I kind of knew like a few people, but I didn't really poly with anyone. I just watched the event and like judge what was gonna like judge the crowd and everything. And then I tried out after that. You know, that was like when I knew I was trying out. I went to one of the events just to see what it was like, and that was the first battle rap event I went to.
Sure. Okay. Nice, man. And yeah, the atmosphere at the DMS events looks amazing. To be fair, it looks like they've got a proper core fan base there and stuff. So it's a good event to go to for your first one. But is it
Uh,
like in terms of the scene in Montreal? Is it quite popular there then?
well, actually, like from going to GZ events in Toronto and Vancouver, we have the biggest events. Like our venue is really nice. Has a stage. Obviously, you've seen all the big events from on DMS or on that stage you see, and
Yeah.
there's a mezzanine and shit. And like we've packed it, man. Like the goal here is to even get it bigger than that. Like the way we like Montreal's a huge city, and the market is like untapped. Really, like the most people don't know that DMS even exists in the city. And then they find out and they're like, what? Matt Hoffa was here, DNA was here, like JC was here. What the fuck? Like, what have I been doing? So it's just like, in terms of getting to our 4 million peoples that we have in living here, we just need, I don't know, there's like, it's like a niche thing, right? But I'm sure there is more fans out there. So from what we've seen, like there's new faces every event, people bring their friends. Then those people like keep coming back. because it's cool, man. It's like boxing, but like battle rap. The only thing we're missing is the talent to really like make the events quality, you know? Like there's not enough really good battle rappers from Montreal to throw like an event where every battle is good on the card, you know? And I think it turns a few fans off. But for the most part, man, like we have the most girls from any crowd I've been to. Like there's actually bad bitches everywhere at DMS events. And I don't know, man. It's just a different vibe. We have fucking music performances in between battles. Like we have comedians sometimes. We have different shit, you know? Like it's just fun, you know?
That's really cool as well, like having different forms of entertainment between battles.
We have this girl who comes with a violin and does like the evolution of hip hop, but like with her violin and like beats and like dances while she's using her violin, and it's like super dope, man. It sets the vibe.
Yeah,
like,
that sounds amazing.
Everything's just smoky in there and fucking like everything's just chill, bro. It's a good vibe. There's 3 bars, so you never struggle to get a drink.
Sounds perfect, man. Yeah, that sounds great. And I really like the idea of just having different entertainment between battles as well, just because nobody else is really latching on to that idea either, and it just makes a lot of sense for me. But yeah,
just to make the event better, man. Like in between what everyone just goes outside, stands outside for 45 minutes, like nothing's happening inside. You go inside the venue when the battles are in between, you're like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Like there should be other entertainment, like in my opinion, like just to make the event better for people who are fans, you know?
Definitely. No, I like that idea a lot,
But
man.
That's only because we don't have enough talent to have like that many good battles, you know? So like we have like 3 or 4 battles on the card, and then the rest of the event is like other shit, you know. Whereas other events might have 10 battles on the card or 8 battles on the card, so they don't really have time to throw in a performance, or it'll be like a 9-hour event.
Sure. No, I know where you're coming from, but yeah, it's a cool idea, man. I like that a lot. And like in terms of yourself and like your like battles that you're interested in the near future, like if you had a list of 5 battlers, who interests you the most at the moment?
One of the people I want to battle soon is E. Farrell.
Okay. He comes up a lot, actually.
Yeah, like me and him, we spoke already. Like we're both down. It's just I want King of the Dot to book it, man. Like I think it would be a sick battle. I think the fans would like it.
Definitely.
So
he's got a big following as well. Like he's a bit of a fan favorite over here too. So it definitely gets some views.
There would be a sick opportunity to battle the god, you know. But anyone else, I mean, Shoddy P's there. Anyone who could push me over to the next level. Dunch would be a sick battle. Caustic. Pat Stay, DNA, like anyone really. Like I'm just down to battle people who I think are dope at this point. I'm not really trying to battle anyone I don't think is good.
No, nice, man. I like that. And yeah, I mean, I know you mentioned it was the battle that got you back into battling, but I think you and Chilla Jones would be good to see. I'd really like to see that at some point in the near future. But yeah, there's anybody's kind of an option with King of the Dot as well, aren't they? So it's just taking whoever comes on the path, I guess. But
exactly, it's just for the fans to recommend it. I think King of the Dot books battles a lot based off the response they get from the fans. So if just more people, you know, hit them up asking for a Trevi versus whatever battle, they'll book it more as if no one does, you know.
Yeah, definitely, man. And the final battle rap related question really is it's the one that a lot of people have found the most difficult, to be honest. But if you were a promoter and you were putting on an event of say 8 battles or so, what matchups would you be booking if you had unlimited funds to do so? And like, it's just battles that you personally want to see.
Okay. Holy shit. 8 battles?
Yeah, it's a big card.
Okay, that's a lot of battles though. Okay. I'd want to see Dunch versus Pat.
Yeah, I like that.
I'd want to see Lex versus Jeffrey.
Okay, nice.
I'd want to see. Um, I don't know, man. Any of the boys, really, and like just classics, you know, like New Jersey Twerk versus fucking Carter Deems, you know.
Yeah, nice.
Like just random battles like that, man. I would have fun with it. I wouldn't be too like, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna put Lux against fucking Mook, Volume 3. I would just make battles that I like with my friends and make them battle, even though they
Yeah,
don't
it's
want
a
to
good
play
route.
shit.
No, it's a good way of doing it, man. And
Like imagine like you make like Loso and A-Ward, you make them battle and they're like friends, but they're like not down, so you like bribe them with like the amount of money to like make them battle. You know, and then they're like all mean to each other and shit, and then they're stop being friends after. Like that shit's funny. Like I would do that shit. I would book that.
yeah, I like it. I like it. It's a good tactic, but no, it's a good list, man. And New Jersey Twerk versus Carter has to happen at some point. That'd be incredible. But
Well, yeah, man. Someone with just that just has money to waste needs to book that.
yeah, I
That's
completely
all it
agree.
is.
And I think Carter would low key body Twerk as well.
I don't know, man. I think it would be hard for Carter to win that.
I don't know. I think he just counteracts all the shouting, and yeah, I got Carter all day on that front. But you can't
Nah,
really
because
stand
Twerk's
there.
funny as fuck, bro. Twerk would do some shit.
Obviously Twerk's amazing, but you can't scream in a man's face that's rapping about having 20 cats and 15 microwaves in his apartment.
Yeah, but you know he would do some funny shit. That's why. Like Twerk would do some funny shit too.
Yeah, it would be amazing to see, to be honest. But
He's been showing more humor lately in his style, I find.
yeah, he has, and I've enjoyed it. Like he's been getting a bit of a stick recently, just due to the Geechee battle, I guess. But I mean, I've enjoyed watching how Twerk's transitioned as such, because like I'm a huge battle rap fan, but like URL is probably the league that in general I watch the least, just
Okay.
because I find a lot of it is just like, it's not really battle rap. They're not really aiming anything at their opponent. Like 70% of the material is just indirect, and I don't enjoy it as much. But
Okay, I feel you. Like it's more bars that you don't really like associate with or like get like that. Like you don't really fuck with it that much compared to like if someone was like attacking their opponent.
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's kind of the point of battle rap to me, whereas just saying stuff that can kind of
Well,
be
I mean they're
said to
rapping, you know.
anyone.
They like this. A lot of battle rap actually started. They were just rapping, you know. So them, they're like, who's rapping better? Basically, they're not really attacking their opponent as who's the best rapper. So someone like who says like an intricate bar in a dope pattern, on a nice with a nice cadence, like that's what they love, you know. And it's the energy that they build up while they're rapping and while they're saying all this dope shit that just gets the crowd going. And that's what I think URL is known for, is just the energy, you know. Like if you go to these events or these, like it's just more energy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was about to say it's the kind of URL is. If I was in the venue watching it live, I think I'd appreciate it 10 times more. But in terms of sitting at home and watching a battle, I just don't enjoy
Yeah,
it as much as.
I feel you'd rather watch Trevi just rip someone.
That's it.
You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
man.
I feel you,
Yeah,
bro.
completely agree.
Just lash into somebody, just make them feel bad about themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Just
See, but
character
I have that. I
assassination.
feel like I have that, but I also have bars. You know, like I also just rap about nothing sometimes.
Yeah, and it's, I'm not against that whatsoever. It's more like I use Tay Rock as an example most of the time. Like Tay Rock for me, like 80% of his material in every battle could be said to absolutely anyone. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah, for sure. Except for the name flips.
yeah, I was about to say, like anything that is direct, it's just some terrible name flip that he's come up with, and it's just boring to me, man. I don't get it, but
Yeah, so it's more like just him rapping, like being like the energy and cadence, like I said, like of him, like bro, Tay-Rock just rapping, like the swag of him rapping at full screaming and it sounding dope is what got him to the level he's at. Like he's just good. He's just a good rapper, you know. He raps with Cassidy and shit. Like
Yeah, and he knows how to control a crowd and stuff as well.
exactly, bro. Like he practices his ad libs. Like it's part of his writing, you know. Like he'll write his like once he hits a punch and the crowd starts reacting and he says like this is my shit and like pounds his chest or whatever. Like all of that is like written into his battle. So like these guys are at another level in terms of they memorize their material. They memorize like choreography based on their bars. They memorize slogans and whatever. Like they're like characters and they're on billboards in the States and shit. And they're the ones making the most money off battle rap. Just because it's marketable as rap, you know, like people love rap and it's just a dope culture. Like athletes, NBA athletes, NFL athletes, they all watch URL. Everyone loves, and like it's such a bigger market in the States, and that's the market that we're trying to tap into with DMS and just in general, man. Like you want to go build in the States, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely. They are like the industry battlers in that sense, I suppose. But yeah, I'm not like I don't hate URL or anything. It's just personally like not what I go out of my way to watch anymore unless it's certain battlers. Like I'm a Twerk fan, I'm a Hollow fan, I'm a Verb fan,
Yeah, for sure.
but like I just won't watch every battle like I would with
Yeah,
other
no, me
leagues,
neither,
really.
man. Me neither, man. Like I honestly haven't been watching much of any battle rap lately.
No,
So like for the battles that I would dream matchup, like it's just really my boys and who I think would be funny, you know.
that's fair enough. Yeah, I'm with you there. But that's pretty much it for the battle rap related questions, man. I mean,
Okay.
in terms
Alright.
of like music wise, like do you make music as well?
Yeah, well, I made music for I want to say 8 years before I did my tryout, and
Okay.
since my tryout, I kind of haven't made any music at all. I made like since I started battle rap, I only made like one or two songs, and they're not really released. One of them is actually on Spotify. If you write Machete Trevy, it pops up, but it's kind of whack, and it's not really what I'm going for. So, but like I did make music for a long time. I never put anything out. I never like branded myself as a rapper. I was already Machete Trevy for like 4 or 5 years because I thought of it in a freestyle once, and my boy told me to keep it as my name, and that's where the name
Nice.
comes. That's where the name comes from, and I was rapping and shit, but I never thought I was like dope enough to really push my shit out, you know. But I think that's gonna change in the new year. I think I'm gonna get back in the studio and actually start making music again and pushing that and trying to go, like I said, go to LA and see what I could do in terms of battle rap down there and just, being a better rapper on beat.
Nice, man. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to check out some of your music as well. One of my like aims for this show really is once I've got some more subscribers, I want to do like a weekly show on battle
Right.
rappers music, just because I feel
Word.
like it always gets overlooked.
Word.
But
I don't have like I said, I have like one song I think you'll find if you write my name. But there's like freestyles on YouTube on DMS radio and shit like that. You could watch of me spitting like on a beat. But as far as music, like none of this shit is out anymore. Like it all got taken down when I started battle rapping, pretty much.
right, fair enough, man. But yeah, if there's ever anything that you need promoting, make sure you give me a shout 'cause I can always help with that on the show. But
That's dope,
there's
man.
it's a difficult question, but like for you, what would you say are your like top three favorite albums of all time?
Um, The Diary by Scarface is one.
Nice.
Live and Let Die by Cool G Rap is another one. And I'd
Mhm.
say Get Rich or Die Trying is another one.
Nice, man. That's a good
But
list.
that's just personal though. Like that's just what I like.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it makes sense, man. But it's a good list. I'm a fan of all three of those. And like in terms of gigs or concerts that you've attended, like who would you say is the best live act that you've seen?
Huh. Hmm. Uh, I saw all of Wu-Tang Clan. That was pretty dope.
Yeah,
But
amazing.
it was carried by Method Man pretty much. So like as far as like performance wise, like it wasn't that crazy. Masego was sick at field day. Um, I don't know, man. I haven't seen anything that really like blew me away. Actually, no, I lied. The sickest live performance I've ever seen is Necrophagist. It's like a death metal band from
Okay.
Germany, I want to say. But bro, they came to Montreal in like 2007, and I snuck into this shit. I was like 15 years old or whatever, and I ended up meeting the band after and like smoked a joint with them. And like they were just like, I don't know, they were so sick on stage, man. The lead singer plays the guitar and just like shreds it while screaming, and the fucking bassist plays like a 6-string bass, and just they're like, it was a death metal show, and everyone was like beating the shit out of each other. But when these guys came on, like everyone just stood there watching them, if that makes sense to you.
Nice. No, it sounds good,
Like
man. I'm gonna have
it
to
was
check
like they
those
were like,
guys out.
it was just so technical. Everyone was just like, what the fuck?
Nice. Yeah, it sounds awesome. But is there any like lesser known musicians that you're a big fan of that myself or the listeners might not be aware of?
Hmm. Um. Damn, that's off. I wish I had like some time to like prepare for this question. I would have said like a lot of people, but just off top, uh, who could I say? Um, I don't know, man. You caught me off guard with that one.
Yeah, it is. It's a tricky one, to be fair. Is there like,
I don't know if there's any. If you know Northside Benji, he's from Toronto.
I know the
Uh,
name. I don't think I've checked him out though.
he put out an album that's really good. Um, his most recent drop. I suggest you check him out. Like his music's just really good.
Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely check his stuff out, man. But is there any like Montreal rappers that you're a fan of? I'm not sure that I know of any at all, if I'm completely honest.
Well, there's not much of like a superstar here, but we
Sure.
do have like a rich history of hip hop in different languages, and the French hip hop scene. There's a guy named Loud, uh, who's really dope. I think he might not even be from Montreal. I think he might be from like Quebec somewhere. But there's a few guys. Enima, um, English side of it. There's Nate Husser. I'm a fan of. Um, Lil Pesci made good music back in the day. Uh,
Yeah.
there's just, yo, shout out Lowe's and Bender for always coming to DMS, and rest in peace Bender. Those were the dude, that's the dude, man. He showed me support when I first started battle rapping, and it's sad that he's not at events anymore and shit.
Oh, definitely, man. Yeah, I'm lucky enough to say that I had a conversation with him at an event over here, and just such a nice and like approachable guy. Like
Mm-hmm.
wanted to talk to everybody and just meet new people and stuff. He
Yeah,
was
man, he was
great,
dope.
man. It's a real shame, but I'm actually getting Lo Pesci on the show tomorrow, so I'm really looking forward to speaking to him as well. But
Dope. Tell him I said he's a bitch.
I will do. I'll pass that message on, man.
Alright, cool. Thanks, man.
But yeah, apart from that, man, I've been ending the show with just three very random questions. But are you are you much of a sports fan, and do you have a favorite sports team?
I do. My favorite sports team is the New Orleans Saints. Since I
Okay.
was like 5 years old, I was a Saints fan. They drafted Ricky Williams in 1999, and that was my dude. And yeah, I've been a Saints fan ever since, man.
Nice. No, I like it, man. And is that your only sport then?
Well, I like football and I watch basketball. Uh, I watch a bit of hockey. Like I'm a Habs fan, I guess, when they're doing good and shit. But they're pretty trash right now.
Right.
But I don't really watch like soccer or like rugby and shit. Like I pretty much just watch football and basketball.
No, that's fair enough. I've recently, like in the last season, just become a big NFL fan. Like it's never been particularly accessible in the UK, but
It's true, eh? Yeah, but they're starting to play games out there. Have you gone?
yeah, no, I've not been to a game yet. it's kind of the first year that I've ever been watching it, but
Okay.
become a big fan. So I'm gonna
Oh
be
yeah, it's great, man.
much more in check with it this year and be following it pretty much every week. But yeah, man, it's an amazing sport. But how come the Saints then? Like, why did you pick them?
I picked them when I was young just because the colors and the name, like the way the letters looked, and
Nice.
the black and gold. I don't know, it attracted me as a kid. And
Yeah, that's fair.
I still like black and gold. Like I wear black and gold all the time.
Nice.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. I just like them, you know. And I liked Ricky Williams. He was like the best running back ever coming out of college. And yeah, but they're fucking idiots. Now that I'm older and I've learned about them, in 1999 they traded their first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth round draft picks for the next 2 years just to move up in the draft to draft Ricky Williams.
Ah.
And then they had him for like 3 years or 4 years, and then he left.
Oh dear.
So like
yeah.
they ruined their whole like shit for a long time.
Yeah.
They were
That's a poor choice.
They were a terrible team until Drew Brees came in.
Yeah, fair one, man. Yeah, that's a bit of a weird decision, but like in terms of like travel wise, if you could pick anywhere in the world to go for your next trip, where would you go?
Just because it would be dope. It's on my like top place to visit is New Zealand.
Nice.
I just always wanted to go there for some reason. So if I could just pick anywhere right now, I'd probably pick there. But a more realistic thing that's going to be is probably LA and Cali, which is another thing that I would answer that question with. Like I would be down to go to Cali like today, you know.
Yeah, of course, man.
I'm supposed to be there and shit. Like my girl's supposed to be living in LA and shit right now, but with this coronavirus, like she can't leave the country. Like she had plans to leave the country, but it's all like on lockdown right now, so we're just like stuck here. Like we had plans to go, but I guess we're here now.
Yeah, fair one, man. LA looks amazing, and my plan was I've got some money set aside to go over to town business at the end of the year, but now with the current situation, it looks like they might do blackout in LA instead of town business at the end of the year. So I'm hoping to head over for that instead. And
oh, that'd be sick, man. Maybe we'll link up out there because it sounds like if it's able to pop off, and then that's when I'll be going. So
nice.
Maybe we could link up and chill while we're in LA, man.
Yeah, that'd be sweet, man. I've never been to North America yet, so it's definitely got to happen. But that'd be awesome. Man. I'll definitely let you know if I'm heading over. But the final question, which has brought up some terrible answers so far, to be fair, but what is the go-to snack in your opinion, or like the go-to munchies?
The go-to munchie?
Yeah.
You know what I'm vibing with right now, and I've always vibed with, and I'll never stop vibing with? I don't know if you have them in the UK. I know you don't, actually, because Shotty P had a Doritos bar. Or no, he had a Tostitos bar. Do you have Doritos?
We do.
Okay, so you know sweet chili heat Doritos?
Yeah.
Okay, the black bag. You take those, and you take avocados, and you mash it up with a little bit of onion, and you just dip those chips straight in the avocado and onion, just like that. And it's the best munchie you'll ever have in your life.
I like it. Like a guacamole type thing then.
Yeah, just like a basic guac. Like you don't have to fancy it up because the chip, it gives it the flavor that it needs to just be amazing, you know?
I like that, man. That's a good shout. I'm gonna try that myself actually, but yeah, I've had some terrible answers to be fair, and that's probably the best that I've had so far. So
well, yeah, I mean, that's a key snack, bro. I'm telling you, it's go-to all the time.
Someone said chocolate coated raisins, which wasn't a fan of. Like,
no.
To me, that's the thing.
Raisins are trash.
Yeah, man. When you're a kid and there's nothing else in the cupboard because you haven't been shopping, you grab chocolate coated raisins. They're like last.
Yeah, or just raisins in general are just like the last option.
Yeah, but someone else said like we have these like chip type things over here. They're kind of more like pretzels, but they're like little pretzel sticks.
Okay,
And
like hickory sticks or whatever.
yeah, kind of, but they're flavored like. You guys don't have Marmite over there, right?
Marmite, I've heard of that. I know what that is.
Yeah, it's a bit like Vegemite and stuff like that, but
Yeah,
they're
garbage.
basically like Vegemite flavored pretzel sticks, and they're fucking disgusting. But someone said those, and I nearly cut them off there and then, to be honest.
No, man, sweet chili heat with avocados is the way to go.
Yeah, it's a good shout. I like it, man. But yeah, apart from that, man, that's everything done. But was there any like links to say social media pages or anything like that you wanted in the description once it's on YouTube?
Yeah, everything's just at Machete Trevy. So Instagram's at Machete Trevy, Twitter's at Machete Trevy, on Facebook just write Machete Trevy. Um, Basically that's it. You know what I mean?
Nice,
It's all the same shit.
cool. That's easy, man. But I'll include those as well. But
Thanks,
yeah,
bud.
again, thank you very much for taking the time to come on, man. I really
Hey, no
appreciate
problem.
it.
I
And
appreciate you reaching out, bro. It gives me faith.
no worries at all, man. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully catch you at an event over in Cali soon.
That's it, man. See you soon, bro.
You too. Stay safe, man.
You too, man.